Hey, what's up, guys? I am X-Bicep, and I'm gonna be reviewing movie The Last Exorcism. So, in all terms, I like this movie. It was a pretty good watch. I watched it like 1 week ago. I wanted to let the movie sink in before I actually watched it. Here, text message. All means aside, I liked it. From here, it's probably going to be spoilers. So, if you haven't watched it, I'd recommend seeing it first. Or I'll probably just make another section video that doesn't have spoilers in it. But basically, movie starts out. It's about this guy. He's a reverend, priest type of guy. He's in a small town, church, and he's like the son of the priest, and he's been raised to hail Jesus and all that. And basically, as soon as they sit him down in front of the documenters and everything, he basically says religion is bullcrap. What he does is he says if you believe in Christ, you have to believe in the devil, which is kind of true. But basically, he says he doesn't believe in the devil because, back in the day they used to perform exorcisms, and he says how it's more common now, but when he used to do them, he always used to be like, "Oh, this is such bullshit. This isn't even real." And he used to look in the newspapers all the time, and he used to see all these deaths involved with exorcisms because basically people doing them were retards. I mean, let's be honest. Who's gonna fucking take a plastic bag and put it over this young 10-year-old boy's head for no fucking reason? Ooh, he's charged by the devil. Let's suffocate him. But yeah, so basically what he's doing is he's gonna pick an exorcism at random, and he's gonna prove that it's all gonna be complete and utter bullshit, and that the girl that he picks isn't really possessed, and that she just thinks she is, family thinks she is. So he's gonna put on fake stuff. He's got strings that he pulls to make look like the demons rustling about in the room. He's got demon sounds on his iPod Touch. He has a cross that emits steam, so it looks like he put the devil inside of it and stuff. And basically, it was actually kind of funny. Well, I thought it was funny. He probably won't think it was funny. He'd probably be like, "Spine snap, what the fuck are you laughing at? It's terrible." Basically, he takes these 12-volt batteries, hides them in his cufflinks, and when he puts his hand to the girl's head, her head just shocks up like she's being crucified or something. I was sitting in my bed laughing my ass off because he's sitting there electrocuting this girl right to her temples and they're scaring the crap out of everyone in the room. Her brother, her dad, her most of all. She's crying and flipping out in the bed. It was utterly hilarious. And then basically you're like, "Alright, exorcism's done, girl's cured, it's over, bye-bye." And then they move into, the horror part of the movie, which, I don't know about you, but I still think the movie was a comedy in all things, because I was laughing through the entire thing. It's kind of embarrassing because I was watching it by myself, but other than that, basically, they go back because the girl, finds them in their hotel room somehow, but no one knew where they were staying, which I thought was, you know, utterly creepy with that. But basically, the girl starts come back, and I'm not sure, but I think what they do is they do some more research and everything, and they drop her off at the hospital. And then when she comes back, they go to the house and they find out that she like chopped her brother up. Well, not he's still alive, but she put a pretty good cut in his mouth. And the dad chains her up to her bed. The dad while the dad's taking her brother to the hospital, they're still filming her, you know. And utterly, they kind of knocked off a bunch of movies, and they went into mad cliche at this part. Basically, every time the girl came out of her room and they started filming her, you could name like 5 horror movies that did that like 10 years ago. I was like shouting out horror movies. I was like, wow. But anyway, basically, pull the quarantine. No. She was at the end of a hallway, and all you could see, she was dark as fuck. And then she just started walking towards the camera like she was going to attack them. And then as second as she took that third step, she'd quick flank into her right into another room. I'm like, alright. But, anyway. All things aside, I'm moving on to, like, you know, the big spoiler spots. So if you made it this far, I would seriously suggest, if you haven't seen the movie yet, to turn this video off. But in this movie, this is pretty much my favorite part. I have to tell you. You know, basically, when everyone's asleep, the girl takes the camera and she goes to the cat, and she's like, here kitty, kitty, kitty. And the cat's like, oh my fucking god. Dear Jesus God. And then beats the shit out of the cat with the camera. It's messed up as fuck, but I was laughing my ass off. I could not stop laughing. It was bloody and everything. And the first thing that came to my mind, one of the things I'm subscribed to, Trash Canary, he made me, I couldn't help but believe him. He was like, hi Ken Hasmetic. I'm like, lolcats. But anyway, basically the end of the movie, it's a real big twist ending, really big twist ending, where the Reverend, you know, like, finds out that the girl's not really possessed, and they try to get the girl psychological help. Well, they come back, and to find out, and they go into the house, and the second they open that door, I called the twist ending. Right on that point, not gonna lie, I called it. Basically, they find all these kind of cult writings and everything. I'm like, yep, I knew it. They go into the woods, and this is the really part that, like, you know, scared me. Like, it didn't scare me, but it kind of freaked me out, because, you know, it made me think of, there are actually people in the world doing that. That's weird, but, you know, that basically everyone in the town was part of a cult. And the little girl was really possessed, and she gives birth to the possessed demon, and it's the Antichrist. Basically, she takes it, throws it into the fire, and everyone dies. But anyway, to the critique part of the video. I honestly thought it wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't a great movie either. It was somewhere in the middle. It wasn't a good movie either. It was like something that you could just like shut your brain off and, you know, just relax to. Get a couple of pop-up scares. Maybe, you know, freakouts, but it was pretty. It wasn't. I don't want to say pretty good. It was an okay movie. I would not watch it again, home alone. Like, I wouldn't rent it for myself. But I was with, like, maybe like friends, and none of them had seen the movie. I'd rent it, and then halfway through, just be like, "Oh, it's all cult." I wouldn't recommend this movie if you were by yourself. But if you're with a bunch of friends, you want a couple scares, you know, maybe it's like 10 o'clock at night and you're not going home for a while, rent this movie on demand, or, you know, go to Blockbuster. But yeah, this is Spine Snap, my first movie review. Don't be too hard on me. You know, I'll get better. At least until I can actually do shit, you know, record games and shit. But alright, this is Spine Snap signing out.